Welcome to the Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Virtual Church. My name is Rosemary, and I'm glad we could get together through this pre-recorded virtual service. Today, our guest is Donna Cherry, an associate professor in social work at ETSU and a licensed clinical social worker specializing in trauma. Most recently, she has co-founded and is the executive director of Huschka House, Incorporated, a nonprofit organization devoted to providing affordable transitional living and support services for youth, including those aging out of foster care. Donna is passionate about nurturing successful futures for these young adults to grow and become valuable members of our community. For our chalice lighting this morning, I share words of Jack Canfield, chosen by our guest, Donna. When your dreams include service to others, accomplishing something that contributes to others, it also accelerates the accomplishment of that goal. People want to be a part of something that contributes and makes a difference. Today is Fifth Sunday service, and historically this congregation chooses a local cause on which to focus the day's offering. Today we choose the Huschka House. Information on where to send a donation to further the important work Huschka House is doing to support foster kids at risk of falling through the cracks will be at the end of service credits and on our church website. I invite you now to join in singing along to a beloved favorite hymn this morning, Blue Boat Home. The music was pre-recorded and performed by the choir and congregation in a past in-person service.
Still
loving kindness next. Please hold a light in your heart to dispel the darkness, to honor someone or some event, or to lift up a memory. And may we hold a light specifically for all the youth at risk who need an opportunity like Huschka House offers.
Hi, I'm Donna Cherry, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of Huschka House. And Huschka House is a transitional living program for kids who are aging out of foster care or who are otherwise at risk for homelessness. So, most people get into something that they're passionate about because it resonates with them somehow. Often they've been homeless in this case, or maybe in foster care, and you may wonder if that's true for me. Well, no. In fact, I grew up on a dairy farm in Oregon, just outside of Portland. And I went to Oregon State for my undergrad, studied music, piano specifically. And then from there, I had this next few decades of rooting and then pulling up roots as I moved across the country, moved to Canada, and then ended up in Knoxville, where I got my master's degree and my PhD in social work. And now here I am in Johnson City, Tennessee, where I've been here for 9 years. And I am a professor at ETSU in the Department of Social Work. And I'm also a licensed clinical social worker. And my specialty is trauma. So all of that is to say that I studied foster care when I was in my PhD world, so that's where that comes from. Social work is all about service and social justice. And then this moving around thing that I did really taught me a lot about impermanence, but it also taught me really the value of the reward of when you put down roots wherever you're planted and try to bloom wherever you are. And from that has come this philosophy that I live by today, which is to bloom where I'm planted and be of service. And all of that has now culminated in Huschka House. And so I don't forget, Huschka is my mom's maiden name. So we've named this whole endeavor after her. She's 92, living in a facility in Portland, Oregon, and is so excited to be part of this venture with us. So now back to what we're doing. And you might say, okay, why foster care in particular, beside the fact that I've studied it? And I think the best way to have this discussion is to think about who are kids who age out of foster care? What does that even mean? So to start with, it means you've been in foster care. And if you know anything about that, or you yourself have been in foster care, you know that that only happens when your household has experienced some pretty severe dysfunction in terms of neglect or abuse, such that the state feels it is imperative that they remove you from home and put you into foster care. Now, reunification is always the goal, to be reunified with your family. So now consider that you are almost 18 and you're still in foster care. So this means that reunification did not work for you. And that means that your parent or parents are perhaps in jail. They may be dead, they may be missing, they may have addictions that they have not been able to overcome. They may not have stable housing or employment, so they cannot otherwise provide for you such that it's okay for you to move home. That also means, think about it, that also means that all of the things that those of us who've grown up in relatively stable environments where we're socialized about how to be, how to take care of ourselves, how to take care of other people, how to be responsible in the world, how to have goals and aspirations for our future, how to have hope, that these kids have deficits across so many of those spaces. And so this is the population now at 17 who are walking into the job of becoming an adult, but they are doing that without the luxury of an entitlement of all the things that we've had as part of our backgrounds. And if that is not a social justice issue in our world and something worth fighting for and being passionate for, then I don't know what is. So here we are in our, well, one of our two Huschka houses. And I have to say, I'm so excited because at 8 o'clock this morning, there was no furniture in this house. And now check it out. We've had all kinds of furniture donated. All the furniture in our house has been donated. All of the labor to get the furniture into the house was donated. And that brings me to yet another part, is that what I didn't expect to be so excited and rewarded by is just the community outreach for this program. It's been stunning. We've had financial support, donation support, volunteer labor to clean this house. We bought it in December. We've worked every Saturday cleaning it up, getting it ready for furniture, and it's a volunteer-run organization. So once we do get girls here, and this is a girls' house, we'll take up to 3 girls, and once we get girls here, it will all be volunteer-run. So when girls come in, they will have to work. They will be given something like a beautiful bedroom like this. They don't have to go to school, but we would certainly encourage them to get further training if they want, but they do have to work as we help them get into adulthood and be part of this. They have to live cooperatively here together, and we have this whole team. I have a partner, Steve McKinney, who's behind the camera, who's fabulous, and a board of 6 women who are amazing, who helped me stand this whole effort up. And so together, as a volunteer effort and then all of the community support, we are going to make this run. And lastly, this is for girls. We also have another house down the street, which will be for boys, up to 5 boys. It's been a full renovation project, and so it's not quite stood up yet, but it will be soon, and then we will have boys there. So thank you so much for spending some time with me this morning to let me share the story of what I'm passionate about. And I hope that you are able to bloom where you're growing. And we want to bloom these kids here as we bloom. And if you want to be part of our community to bloom with us, we would absolutely love that. You can find us on Facebook, or we have a webpage, huschkahouse.org. And my name and phone number are there, or you can find me at ETSU. So thanks again for your time, and have a great day.
Donna encourages us all to bloom where we are planted, and with God's help, choose to produce good fruit so that we may help and encourage those who come into our paths wherever we may live. Join me in a responsive blessing of all children. Your words are in italics on the screen. For so the children come, and so they have been coming.
Always in the same way they come, born of the seed of man and woman.
No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses.
No wise men seek a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind.
Yet each night a child is born is a holy night.
Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
Our work today signals the chance for a new birth for some young people.
Let us be prayerfully conscious of this need amongst us.
Please help me close this service now. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. My name is Beth, and I'm happy that we could be together today. Thanks for joining us. Please come back whenever you like. We'll post another pre-recorded virtual service next Sunday. Please remember that these services are recorded in advance, so sometimes events move forward without us. However, you can find up-to-date information on local events, social justice issues, inspiration, and content for all ages at our Facebook page. For the postlude, please enjoy Here's Looking at You, written and performed by John Chamber. As you make your way through the week, remember these words. We are never complete. We are never finished. We are always yet to be. May we always allow others to be and help and enable others to grow toward all that we are capable of becoming. Amen. Blessed be.
Well, a gaggle of geese and a murder of crows all lined up on the window to hear the angel Michelangelo. The sound is home for the big old show, 'cause here she comes again. Yes, somebody pitch me a bouquet of words. The preacher whispered to the mockingbirds, spread your wings like you spread the word. Day has finally come, and we're so in love with you. Behind a cigarette, her daddy wept, locked his knees beneath the steeple steps. She steadied his hands, and then the words leapt. I'll always be your girl. No, you'll always be my baby. Well, a pack of dogs, they all lined up. A litter of kittens, they all filled their cups with the flask of life in Mama's pocketbook. The Almighty smiled. Here's looking at you. Here's looking at you. Well, they came in twos like Noah said so. Happy cherubs cast a pregnant glow. Always dying to be born anew within the stained glass or an old tattoo. Heaven sends its love. And you, the fox, take this here hen. Always and forever again. Do you, their hen, claim this here fox to rule the roost as you lead the flock? Well, hell yes, I do. Well, they smashed a bottle and christened the ship. The mass of joy surrendered it. Yeah, the war was over when they locked their hips, but that's another tale. All the birds and bees know it well. Well, a pack of dogs, they all lined up, a litter of kittens. They all filled their cups with the flask of life and Mama's pocketbook. They all mighty smiled. Here's looking at you. Here's looking at you.